This week brought some of the biggest shifts we've seen in self-publishing in a while. Amazon rolled out a major new beta feature, Drafted Digital tightened their content guidelines, IngramSpark announced a new giveaway for authors, and a wave of new AI tools, audiobook updates, industry reports, and platform upgrades hit all at once. All that and more in the self-publishing news for November the 17th of 2025. Let's just jump right on into things here with the very first piece coming from KDP. They introduced a new tool called Kindle Translate, and it is rolling out in a closed beta for now. Amazon frames this as a free way for authors to translate ebooks between English and Spanish, along with German to English. They promise publication-ready files in a few days, strict quality checks, and the ability to preview the work before it goes live. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic on this one. I spoke with the members of the KDP team at Author Nation, and they assured me that strong safeguards exist to prevent low-quality translations from flooding the marketplace. I still want to see how this unfolds, especially if the beta opens to everyone. You can check out the full post in the FAQ in the show notes for more details, as well as all the links that I'll mention later on. Now, the FAQ clears up most of the basics. You can apply to the interest list. Translations are free during beta. Authors keep their normal royalty structure, and the finished editions can go into the KDP Select. Now, the one limitation worth noting is the inability to edit the translated text. You can only preview it and choose whether to publish it. Anyone who wants more detail can head over to the FAQ link, of course, inside the show notes. Now, while we're still talking about Amazon, they sent out a reminder about impersonation scams. The holiday rush tends to bring out fraudsters who pretend to represent trusted companies and try to steal personal or financial information. Now, Amazon stresses a few core safety tips. Stick to the Amazon app or website when you manage anything tied to your account. Remember that Amazon will never ask you to make a payment or provide payment information over the phone. They also recommend enabling two-step verification and using a passkey to keep your account secure. Scammers often push urgency or use fake messages about deliveries, refunds, or account problems. So slow down and double check before you respond. You can learn more or report suspicious behavior at Amazon's scam resource page, which I've linked in the show notes, of course. Now, moving a little further forward, this one comes from Drafted Digital, and it's a lot of information rolling out from their headquarters. Now, one of the biggest distribution platforms for wide authors, in case you didn't know, is Drafted Digital. They just sent out their annual reminder that the holiday season creates shipping bottlenecks, and this year will be likely no exception. They recommend ordering proofs and author copies well before the rush. Their cutoff suggestion is December the 6th for the best chance at on-time delivery. Now, most self-publishing companies send similar warnings each year, so expect delays and plan ahead for all publishing platforms. Order early and avoid the scramble. Now, they also announced, they being Drafted Digital, announced a major housekeeping update with their new merge tools. These tools help you clean up duplicate publishers, contributor names, author bios, series, and even duplicate book entries. So, for instance, I had all my stuff over at Smashwords. I was able to kind of move all that stuff over. So if you've been publishing for a while or migrated from Smashwords, now is the time to tidy things up. Now, I recently merged my old Smashwords account into Drafted Digital, and the whole process took less than 5 minutes. Anyone who wants to explore the tools can find them under multi-book actions in their account. The biggest update so far comes from Drafted Digital's revised content guidelines. And boy, this one ruffled some feathers. On October the 27th, to be exact, Drafted Digital clarified what they no longer accept or distribute. The most significant change is the list of oversaturated nonfiction topics. This includes subjects like affirmations, meditation, gaslighting, dog training, narcissism, activity books, crossword and puzzle books, generic marketing advice, and a long list of diet and fitness topics. Now, I have mixed feelings about this update. On one hand, I understand that their team is much smaller than KDP, and they cannot manage an endless flood of low-quality uploads. On the other hand, this makes it harder for me to recommend Drafted Digital as a distribution partner because so many nonfiction niches now come with a big asterisk. Now, my opinion is that mass AI book dumps created this situation. Now, I'm pro AI. Make no mistake it's easy for me to say, make no mistake about it. But I support AI as part of a human editing workflow, not as a replacement for it. Anyone who wants the full details can read the updated guidelines, linked in the show notes as per usual. And of course, with the whole my commentary when it comes to the AI slop that's just coming in full force, that's just speculation. There is no insider intel on this one. They did not fill me in on that. It's just my guess. Let's move over to another aggregate publisher called IngramSpark. You might have heard about them before. They have this aggregate publisher, if you're not familiar with them, announced their recommended order dates for the holiday season, much like Drafted Digital. For the US, hardcover orders should be placed by November 22nd and paperback orders by December the 6th. The UK and Australia share the same recommendation for paperback orders on December the 6th, while hardcover orders in both regions should be placed by November the 28th. If you rely on IngramSpark for print distribution, plan ahead and place your orders soon. Now, IngramSpark is also running a share and sell giveaway. Now, share and sell lets you create a direct purchase link so readers can buy your book straight from you, and you earn more per sale. Now, any author who creates a share and sell purchase link between now and December 15th will be entered for a chance to win a $500 marketing package. That package includes metadata audit, curated list placement, featured visibility on e-commerce platforms, targeted email placement to more than 25,000 independent retailers, and promotional spotlights. Very cool deal. I'm going to go make my link here because that's a good offer. I mean, it only takes less than 5 minutes to make it. Moving a little further forward, the UK-based print-on-demand company Bookvault announced a series of upgrades that make file proofing and project management faster and clearer for authors. They introduced virtual 3D proofing, which lets you preview your book in realistic mock-up before it goes to print. Now, along with a new flat proof tool that overlays margins, bleed, and trim lines so layout issues are easier to spot. Foiling now displays on your portal thumbnails, and file uploads have been improved with checks for embedded fonts, barcode validation, and better tracking through a file log. You can also view sprayed edge files, and the new approval flow guides you through reviewing proofs before printing. They also updated, you thought I was done, their publishing project tools and templates. Barcode placement is now more reliable, hardback templates show the full wraparound, and box set templates include dimensions. I'm a huge fan of Bookvault and have them slated to fulfill the print run for my Kickstarter campaign. So it's great to see continued growth in their platform. Love me some Bookvault. Big shout out to Alex and Luca over on that team. They were tremendous. Got to meet up with them over at Author Nation the week before last. Moving a little further forward, Apple Books for Authors announced that Bulgaria will adopt the euro on January 1st, 2026, which means all book purchases and author earnings in the region will shift from the lev to the euro. Accounts set to the lev will convert automatically on December 1st, while all other banking currencies stay the same. Apple Books will update storefront pricing using the fixed conversion rate of 1.95583 lev to €1, and reports, statements, and refunds will reflect the new currency starting in January. Moving a little further forward here with the fine folks over at Spotify for Authors, they introduced a new feature called Audiobook Recaps, now in beta for select English titles on iOS. Now, Recap lets listeners return to an audiobook after a break by hearing a short summary of what they have already heard without spoilers. Now, Spotify built the tool with input from authors and publishers and states that audiobook content is not used for AI training or voice generation. Eligible self-published titles may gain access starting December the 13th of 2025 with an option to opt out. I kind of think this is a cool feature for listeners, and I'm curious to see how it works as a reader and listener myself. And moving a little further forward, this one's kind of a three-part hit here. It all kind of comes together. So in a recent newsletter from Jane Friedman's The Bottom Line, I learned about a new survey conducted by Gotham ghostwriters and analyst Josh Burnoff that reveals a sharp divide between writers who use AI and those who avoid it. The survey collected nearly 1,500 responses, showing that more than 60% of writers use AI at least sometimes, while 25% use it daily. Advanced users tend to view AI as a positive force and report higher incomes, while non-users feel threatened and overwhelmingly negative about the technology. Fiction writers who avoid AI are the most hostile group, but the broader trend is clear. AI adoption is rising, and the skeptics are becoming the minority. This stood out to me because I have had authors unsubscribe from my YouTube channels over my pro-AI stance, yet data like this suggests they're the outliers. As more people explore AI with an open mind, they'll see that it has a place in business and is not meant to replace human writers. The AI-assisted audiobook creation platform Spoken just rolled out a major update with version 1.05. The release introduces their new pay-when-perfect pricing model and chapter-by-chapter publishing. Authors can now generate narration, refine it, and make unlimited adjustments before paying anything, with a fixed price based on word count, replacing the old credit system. Spoken Studio also now works at the chapter level for tighter controlling, allowing authors to narrate, perfect, and publish individual chapters as needed. The update adds a larger voice library, workflow improvements, and several fixes. I spent time with the Spoken team at Author Nation, and they were incredibly kind and enthusiastic. Founder Phil Marshall is fired up about making audiobook production more affordable and creator-friendly, and this release shows he means it. Big shout out to everyone at the Spoken team, and more importantly, Phil Marshall, dude, you're a riot, man. And Stacy, I'm gonna miss everybody, so I'm just gonna say everybody at the Spoken team. Now let's go over here. This is a perfect segue into something I just got coming across my desk here. Twin Flame Studios released a detailed report on the state of AI audiobooks in 2025, noting that listener interest might be leveling off as AI narrated titles grow. The data shows that only 19% of listeners have tried an AI audiobook, and willingness dropped slightly over the past 2 years. But the report focuses heavily on the shortcomings of AI voices without acknowledging the core reason authors use them: affordability. Now, I realize in the piece it was briefly touched on, but this is a huge reason why a lot of authors are choosing to use AI narration, because it is a means to an end. Human narration costs real money, and for many authors, AI is the only viable path to getting an audiobook made. AI narration is not perfect right now, but the technology is improving fast, and I believe it'll reach human narration quality in due time. I still 100% believe in full transparency and that authors should label their audiobooks as AI narrated if they did AI narration. And I agree with the post that multilingual narration still needs native oversight. But despite skepticism, it's far too early to judge the long-term potential of AI audio. When authors must choose between draining their budget or using AI, many will continue embracing AI. Is that a bad thing? We'll see in the coming years. And moving a little further forward, another two-punch hit here. My preferred writing software, Dibbly, rolled out Book Layout Studio. It's the next evolution of their formatting system. It gives authors more control over their interiors with smart templates, custom elements, and a new section-based workflow for front matter, chapters, and back matter. You can tweak fonts, ornaments, spacing, and dividers, and then save everything for future projects. Now, the update adds real-time visual previews, so every change appears instantly across print and digital formats. It also brings a smoother editing workflow, letting you jump between text and layout views with a single click. Now, side note, Dibbly Book Layout Studio produces high-quality PDFs and EPUBs that meet both KDP and IngramSpark standards. So if you've been thinking about getting the right software, I think you might have that solution. And if you're still kind of on the fence and you're not really sure, is this something that's for me? Well, that's cool. Dibbly is hosting a free webinar on November the 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to walk you through all of Book Layout Studio, so that way you can go from a plain manuscript to polished layout. 10 attendees will win either 1 month of Create Pro or 1 million tokens. I will be posting a video on my main YouTube channel in the coming weeks showing all the new features, and from what I've seen so far, it looks pretty friggin' great. I'm kind of pumped to be able to use this. All right, moving a little further forward here, ProWritingAid's Novel November kicked off already a couple weeks ago. It is a free 30-day event that helps writers hit 50,000 words with daily sprints, progress tracking, and live sessions led by best-selling authors. The program integrates with Word, Scrivener, Google Docs, and other writing apps so you can track your word count wherever you work. It includes workshops and community accountability, plus editing and publishing resources in December. They're also running a big Black Friday sale right now. You can get 50% off yearly and lifetime plans. That's right, 50% off, 50, plus 25% off story credits through December the 3rd. Remember that deadline, you want to get on top of that. I recommend the lifetime plan if you've got the budget, because I bought it years ago and love never paying for a subscription again. I'm looking at you, Grammarly. Go to bed, all right? And by the way, I don't even think they're calling that anymore. Anyway, so ProWritingAid, go check them out. Lifetime deal, so worth it. All right, let's go into the news flash and let's dig right into this because it's going to be rapid fire. First up, Book Award Pro, the service that helps you find awards, reviews, and editorial reviews, released a new feature that shows the benefits of each award before you enter. You can now see prizes, promotions, and other perks up front. I have earned more than 44 awards through their platform, and this update is a solid step up. Get Authentic Book Reviews. This is a compliant review exchange service. Announced a return promo with 10 bonus points for past members. So if you've been a past member, that's essentially almost like one free review that you have there. Their biggest offer right now, though, is the $65 annual plan, which is a limited time promotion and one of the lowest yearly rates available anywhere. They also offer a 10-day free trial and a $5.90 monthly plan. It remains one of the simplest and safest ways to secure verified reviews. Now, just as a heads up, I'm not going to cover all Black Friday deals. There's going to be more Black Friday deals that I'm going to say on Black Friday, so make sure you stay tuned to this channel for details on those. DropCap, that's the DropCap Marketplace. It's a foreign rights platform that helps indie authors reach vetted international publishers. Introduced a $25 agent evaluation to help authors understand whether their book is ready for foreign rights licensing. Now, it's an inexpensive way to get realistic feedback and before committing to anything bigger. I, for one, will be testing them out next year. Moving a little further forward, the folks over at the Wish I'd Known Then for Writers podcast released their Author Nation 2025 recap, which includes vendor interviews, conference highlights, and takeaways from the event. They interviewed me during the conference, and the episode offers a strong behind-the-scenes look at what Author Nation provides for authors. And Kristen McTiernan, the nonsense-free editor, posted her honest review of Author Nation 2025. Now, we talked briefly a couple of times during the event, and she gave me a quick shout-out in the video. I'm a big fan of hers, by the way. Love her content. No filter on this woman, and I think it's great. Her review is candid as usual, fair, and worth watching if you want a straightforward take on the conference. This past week, BookLinker hosted a live Amazon Ads webinar featuring Carrie Flanagan and myself. The discussion moved fast and covered practical insights for improving ad visibility and understanding performance. Replays are available for anyone who missed it, so you can go on over to the page and get signed up and get instant replay access. It's very limited. I think they have it available for free for 2 weeks. So make sure that you do that as soon as possible. Michelle Buck released the long-form YouTube version of our Substack interview where we talked about YouTube strategy, building book funnels, confidence on camera, and the 114-day challenge that changed my business. It's a detailed conversation about how I built 2 channels and a successful self-publishing career. So you want to make sure that you go on over and take a look at that. That's all I have for the news. Did I miss anything from over the past month? And hopefully you guys didn't miss me too much. Let me know in my Discord community when you visit dalelinks.com/discord. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll catch you next week. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, some projects we do at Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit dalelinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.